OpenAI just released a huge update for building AI agents, and it's packed with exciting new features. At the core of the update is the brand new Responses API, which is set to replace the widely used Chat Completions API. Millions of applications that rely on chat completions, they can now switch to this more powerful alternative that's designed specifically to support the agentic behaviors. Alongside this, OpenAI has introduced built-in tools, a new Agents SDK, and powerful observability tools to monitor and debug workflows. The update also enables developers to build more autonomous, goal-oriented agents with less friction. Integration with tools like file search, code execution, and browsing is now more seamless than ever. Also, one of the coolest things about the Response API is how easy it is to create a simple chatbot. You just install the OpenAI packages using this command, pip install OpenAI. Once it finishes installing, all you need to do is set up your API key. From there, you can define a basic agent loop with just a few lines of code. Create a file named app.py, and inside that file, import the OpenAI client. Then, use the client.response.create method to send a request to the model. You'll need to specify the model name and the user's prompt. For example, write a motivational code about perseverance. So, the model would print the response for us. Like if we run the file, this is a simple response that comes back. So this is an example of a very simple example of a functional chatbot. If you want to add a user interface, you can do so with Gradio UI. So just a few lines of code will give your chatbot a full front-end UI. So let me ask GitHub Copilot to manage for us. You can see the final code. You will use GR interface to define the input-output as text boxes, and then we run it with interface launch. So for this, we need to install Gradio first. So this is installing Gradio for us. We wrote this command right here, pip install Gradio. So once it has finished installing, we would launch the application. Next, we need to run the application. So our chatbot is live on the web, and let's open this URL. So the chatbot is ready to interact with users. For example, we can give it a simple prompt like write me a short paragraph on honesty. So if we click on submit, it's going to take a while. So yes, this is the response that came back, and this is honestly very efficient in terms of performance, as you can see. So we have also got a basic front-end UI for our chatbot application. Okay, so let's dive into the built-in tools. First, we have web search. So adding it is simple. You just include the tools array right here, and you type web search preview like this, and then you're good to go. For example, I asked for OpenAI's Agents SDK, and it worked perfectly. As you can see running my Python script right here, it retrieved information about OpenAI's Agents SDK and a brief overview of what it offers right here. So this works pretty well. Next up is the file search tool. So this tool allows you to query custom data using a vector database. So that vector database would be managed by OpenAI itself. So for that, you need to first go to platform.openai.com and create a vector store like this. You can name it however you like. So I'm going to click on Create. So this vector store would be initially empty, and we would need to upload our file content. So the file is being uploaded. Okay? So it's done indexing the file. Click Attach. So after that, what we need to do is get the vector store ID and paste that in our code. And you say, let me grab my vector store ID from here. It's copied. So you need to copy the vector store ID into your code like this, and in here, you need to type file search. So since I uploaded a paper on GraphRag, which is the RAG retrieval augmented generation, and I query it with this input. That is, tell me about GraphRag. So, since the system indexed the file, performed a RAG search using agentic behavior, so it would provide a detailed response based on the content of the paper that I uploaded. So this tool is perfect for retrieving relevant information from private or even custom datasets. So moving on to the computer use tool, this feature lets you automate tasks like opening a browser or checking news. You can specify parameters such as display width, display height, and environment. So for this example, I wrote browser. You could add other possible values such as Mac, Windows, Ubuntu, etc. And you can also put the truncation property to auto. So for instance, I use this to check the latest OpenAI news on Bing.com, so the tool would then execute this task for us. You need to just change the type to computer use preview, and this would even capture screenshots of the process. So I ran the script using Python API, and the response that came back, this is just like a RAG application, getting relevant information from your custom data, so you can upload as much data as you want. So based on my question, tell me about GraphRag. You can see the query decomposition, so the keywords, such as GraphRag. What is GraphRag? GraphRag model, GraphRag architecture. So this is agentic behavior based on these keywords. It's automatically searching the files. For now, there is only one file, and it retrieves that information, and it rewriting that information over here, as you can see. So here is the response, and it explains about the GraphRag, the paper that we uploaded. So it's from that paper. So after the initial tool call, there are additional steps to complete the task. So you need to then parse the data, extract any relevant information, e.g. tool IDs, instructions, etc., from the response. After that, we use a tool like Playwright that is used for browser automation to perform actions functions for us, for example, opening a website, clicking buttons, etc. And after that, you would capture the updated screenshot. So it will take the visual snapshots after each action to verify progress. So you would need to repeat all these steps again and again until the process completes. Now let's take a look at Agents SDK. This is essentially the evolution of swarm agents, which gained some popularity before. But now it's been made production ready, and considering it's backed by OpenAI, with all the funding and momentum they have, it's highly likely that this framework will outperform and probably replace others like GraphRag or any current agentic setups out there. So we are importing Agent Runner from Agents and define the name and instructions in the statement. This is the instruction prompt, which is write a heartfelt greeting card message for a friend who is moving away, and they were finally printing the result. So this will take some time after it is successfully installed. You just need to run the script and add expected. it generates a greeting card message for us. And we can also add multiple agents. For example, in this modified code, you could see we have defined the first agent who writes a greeting card message, and the second one formats that message into slide content. So we run the first agent and we use output of agent 1 as input to agent number 2. So this makes building end-to-end automated workflows incredibly easy and powerful. You can assign each agent a specific role and have them collaborate or run in parallel to complete a larger task together. And obviously, you can also opt for UI integration. You can easily create a UI layer on top of this logic. So, as you can see that when I run the script agent 1, it generates a rich, emotional content for the greeting card message, and agent number 2, it basically repackages that content in a format that is suitable for visual presentation. So it adds a slide title, key message, encouragement perspectives, so it restructures it into different slides. So this would be the content on the final slide, the closer wishes. So this shows a basic multi-agent collaboration where one handles the creative writing and the other handles the formatting or design. Next, we have observability tools on the site platform, .openai.com. You can view agent traces under the Traces heading in the sidebar. So this would show all the working agents. These traces provide insights into agent workflows, tracking tasks, or monitoring triage agents with hotel responses. So this feature offers clear visibility into how agents operate behind the scenes, making it easier to debug or optimize workflows. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more exciting updates.